Over the weekend, the Chicago Fire went up against the New England Revolution. There were goals, there were tussles, and a tale of two halves for the Fire. And I want to talk to you about it. You're watching Firewatch FC. But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. As you can see, this is a brand new YouTube channel and you'd be helping me out a lot. Thank you so much. And now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. And you probably already know how this goes already. It's going to be green boxes for good performances and red boxes for bad ones. And our first green box goes to our star player, Hugo the Juice Kuipers. Kuipers once again gets the goal, this time away from home. It really is nice to see a striker that can put away 1v1s against the keeper, doesn't it? Unlike in previous matches, he showed positional discipline by staying on top of the field for most of the game. And that's good to know, because by doing that, he shows us that he needs to feel like the team is providing him service. If not, he'll just take matters into his own hands by playing some hero ball if he needs to. In this match, he shows that he could really do it all. He's got accurate shots on goal, he showed his ability to high press and defend, and more impressively, his ability to take on defenders one-on-one. This is all proof that he is worthy of that DP slot. Easy green box for Kuipers. And before we get further into this video, I want to give a huge shout out to the supporting fans that traveled all the way to Massachusetts. In the stands, there were horrible conditions, it was raining the entire time, but everyone back home saw you guys. And not only that, we heard you. Huge shout out to you guys. And sticking with people embodying the Chicago Fire spirit, I want to give another shout out to Acosta. Performance-wise, I didn't think he had an amazing game, but he did a good enough job to stay dangerous. But the real reason that he's getting this shout out is because of his actions during that tussle in the second half. He saw a player charging at Barlow, but Acosta was having none of it. So he ran up there and shut it down. I always love it when a player defends their own. And now for the second green box of the day, I'm going to give it to Herbers. Herbers receives the ball, looks up to find Kuipers, and gets the assist. With him moving into that number 10 position, he makes providing service to Kuipers look easy. Not only that, he was running that midfield the entire game. And he also provided that defense that I was talking about that was needed in that number 10 position. Honestly, I was so surprised to see him in that number 10 position, but he really stepped up and took on the role very well. He really showed his quality. He got 85% successful passes, he got lots of recoveries, and even nutmegged the player. He's a monkey wrench and he can just do it all. With that being said, he does have his flaws. He also got that early yellow. Now, the more that you defend, the more you risk getting a yellow. I know that, but still, a yellow in the 18th minute is really early. So when he got that yellow, I got really nervous. As much as I like what he's doing this season, I don't know if I trust him to not get that second yellow in the span of what, 72 minutes? Especially when you consider that he's gonna try to be defensive in that number 10. But he didn't get that second yellow, so it doesn't really matter. And he stayed defensive throughout the entire match. So, green box for Herbers. And unfortunately, that's kind of where all the positive things kind of end and the negative ones start. That's right, it's time for me to give the first red box, and that has to go to Jimenez. And the main reason why he's getting this red box is because of inconsistency. You see, Jimenez was a DP at one point. Well, technically he is, but in name only. Point being, he was a DP, and that was because he had a lot of quality. But the thing that keeps holding him back is that he can't keep those good performances up for the full 90 minutes of a game. And today, that's what cost us a goal. He did a good job defensively and had some good blocks and good interceptions as well. But with the distribution afterwards, jeez man, 1 minute he'll send a perfect pass to one of his teammates, and in the next minute, straight to the opposition. And that was a huge problem for us today. In this match, during stoppage time, he wins the ball, then directly passes it to Shankalai. Then Shankalai crosses it to Duan Jones, and you know the rest. We lost possession seconds away from the halftime whistle. And despite Richie's best efforts, we ended up conceding the goal. And honestly, that's all the reasoning I need to give him a red box. So, red box for Jimenez. And looking through all the notes for this game, there's a few players in here that I needed to call out. First one up is Salquist. I don't know if he didn't eat his Wheaties in the morning, but right off the bat, early in the game, he was caught ball watching. Then he lets his man get away later in the match and lost a few of his battles. None of those actions cost us a goal, but they definitely could have. We need our CBs to be a whole lot better than that. Then up at the top, I have to call out Gutierrez. I'm glad that he was able to apply pressure and get that chance creation for himself. But it was just him and the goalkeeper towards the end, and he just waited too long. And my last call out has to be to the other striker that we subbed in, and that's Barlow. Barlow got subbed in and did absolutely nothing but get a yellow card for those last 15 minutes. When you guys get subbed in, you need to make a statement every single time. That's the way you guys start getting more minutes. the way that things are going, Kuiper should be playing the full 90 minutes. And now, the final red box for today has to go to Klopas. On the first half, I thought he did great. He surprised me with the lineup, but it worked really well, and that ended up getting us the opening goal. And then yeah, sure, we conceded the goal, but that wasn't on Klopas, that was on Jimenez. But his adjustments after the second half, we just looked like a completely different team. In that second half, we never looked like we were a threat. We were always on the defensive side of things. And that's the Fire's weak point. Whatever the halftime talks were, they just weren't working, clearly. Then he subbed out Gutierrez and brought in Gutias on the 65th minute. Why? Don't get me wrong, I like Gutias. I want him to be there. And the 65th minute is a perfect time for you to sub him in. But not at the cost of your most creative player. You need to find someone else to sub out. Like, I don't know, someone with an early yellow? Like I said before, Herbers deserved the green box for his performance today, but he should have been subbed out. I was incredibly worried when that shoving match started, and I was fearing the worst. I was like, oh no, Herbers is a bit of a hothead. He's probably gonna do something there. At the end of the day, he didn't. But, I don't like being put in that position. And yeah, look, Gutias created a solid chance for himself, but that was the only chance that was created after Guti got subbed. And then our tactics at the last 15 minutes of the game, they just have to change. You know, like, come on, getting all defensively scrappy to maintain a 1-1 draw is not a good idea for this team. As I said in my preview, Chicago leaks goals. Then you get reminded that you have a backup goalkeeper in between the sticks. It's a 1-1 draw. Without Kuipers and Guti, who's gonna get you a goal on their own? A tired Herbers? Acosta with the wind in his back again? No, Kuipers and Guti need to be on the field the full 90 minutes. They define the games for you. Subbing them out during regular time is the worst idea you could think of. So, for puzzling tactics and substitutions, Klopas has to get a red box. And yeah, I said that a 3-5-2 would be fine, but it's with the caveat that you're going to keep attacking for the rest of the game. And in my opinion, this is the only way that it works. It's Kuipers and Barlow up top, then it's Selassie on the left, Guti, Acosta, and Herbers in the middle, and Gutias on the right. Then you have Chihos, Turan, and Aragoni in the back. Congratulations! You're both creative and defensively sound. Wow, I'm a tactician now. I am the special one. And the only players that are interchangeable here would be your wingbacks, Herbers if he's tired, and the back line, because we have a lot of good depth there. But Acosta needs to be there. He provides good defense and he's able to connect the back line to the front. Then Guti has to be there to be creative and find that through pass. Then Herbers, or someone with enough energy, is there to distract the opponents. Then Barlow is needed up at the top to get the ball back from the defenders, leaving Kuipers open to poach goals whenever he gets service. That's what worked against Montreal, and I think Klopas accidentally struck gold there, because that gave us a path forward on what to do on the late stages of the game. I really do think that that's the reason why the 3-5-2 doesn't work in any other game so far. But that's just my opinion. I know that we should be happy with getting a point on the road, but I just feel like we could have done more in that second half. But now I'll throw it back to you guys. How do you guys think the Fire did today? What's your ratings on the players? Do you think I'm being too harsh on Klopas? Or maybe I got something wrong? Whatever it is, sound off in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And 97 till forever.